You know, if you take everything I've accomplished in my entire life and condense it down into one day, it looks decent.
Well, alright party people, welcome to a new episode of Decent After Dark, aka Dad, on the ever so growing popular Decent Show YouTube channel. I'm Ryan Money, joined as always by Reagan Horton. Reagan, what is shaking bacon today?
Not much with me. You got a lot to talk about.
A lot of stuff. I mean, now all the stuff I have doesn't have to fit into this one episode. I just want you to know that this show is the only thing keeping me mentally active. I'm constantly thinking about the show. I'm constantly thinking about things to rant about. So I'm just frequently on my phone taking notes, even while driving. If I think of something, anything, I will write it down.
Well, I'm glad that you enjoy doing the show, but it's the only thing keeping you mentally active. That's I don't know. I don't know what to say about that.
Because I sleep while I'm driving. I poop. I don't go to school. I don't really have a full-time job, so I really just I don't have to do anything. God, what was I going to say? But yeah, I'm glad to be doing another episode of Decent After Dark, and this episode is going to be kind of a follow-up to the things that annoy us. We're going to do, we've thought of more things that annoy us, things that have been happening, and Reagan had forgot about some stuff. But before we get into that, we just want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors, Dove Men Skincare, because men have skin too. So it's great. We appreciate Dove for all their love and support. And Reagan, how do we want to do this? Do we want to just dive right in?
Yeah, are we done with the sponsor spot?
The
ad read?
Yeah, I think that's all that we're required to do.
Okay, yeah.
Men have skin too. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh yeah, I don't really see gender, but yeah, I'm sure that there are people out there that have skin.
Nice. You know what's crazy is I never stop using my notes, and for some reason my notes are not working right now. It won't let me just click. It won't just let me click on my notes. I can't click on them. It's just like nope.
But
actually,
thanks for coming, everybody.
Yeah, seriously. Speaking of ads, though, watching regular TV, these ads have been driving me nuts. Like, I am getting so sick of the Chance the Rapper Doritos Flamin' Hot commercial. It's, like, driving me up a wall. And honestly, I'm about to break my phone. I can't believe I can't get into my own notes. It's so embarrassing. What's the other one? I saw an Amazon one that I want to talk about. Have you seen this Amazon commercial with... I want to say she's like a Hispanic girl who's like, I'm going to be class president and make the soccer team. And then like it's like a special needs child after that going, I'm going to make more arts and crafts. And then it's like a dorky looking white kid that's like, I'm going to chop stuff with wood because I'm an idiot. And he like makes like a stupid face. And it's like, Amazon, just get all this shit that you need. And I just...
I wish the ad was exactly as you just described.
It pretty much is. And it just, I don't know, it cracks me up how these ads have to be so inclusive now. They have to have, like, a foreign girl and, like, represent that she can be whatever she wants to be. She can play sports and she can be in leadership. I find it hilarious that they shoved both of those in there for us. And then they're showing that special needs kids are people too, and they're creative and they're smart. And I'm not saying that they're not, because I know that's a sensitive subject, but I just, they show that this special needs kids, he has talent, he has passion for something, and then they just make the white kid look like a stupid idiot. Like, everybody's got, like, goals and passion, and like, they know what they're doing, and they're just like, yeah, this spoiled white kid's stupid, and he was gonna get ninja stars and chop wood. Like, I don't know. That
actually
adorable.
Reminds me of something funny that happened. So I'm like with this older guy. He's like sort of my boss, and we go to this town basically to. Well, there's a lot of stuff about this. We go to this town that's like just a few miles down the road, because we go to the cafe that's like this Jacoby Cafe basically.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason we're going there, I mean, we're going to get something to eat, but the reason we're going like out of town to go get something to eat is because the Jacoby family owns like buildings and businesses, and like they have like they do a lot of feed and stuff, but they also have like sawmills, and they also have like like gift shops, and they have that cafe, and they have stuff all throughout like this part of Texas for some reason. So like they're like the redneck mafia basically,
Hmm.
because they have like all this land, and I'm kind of hyped when I'm going there because I'm like, man, this is so sick. Like we're meeting with the mafia, like because they're like, listen, we need some land. We heard like through the grapevine, you're the people to talk to.
What?
And like we tell that to the lady like taking our order, and she's like, "Oh yes, Mister Whatever, he'll see you in the back." Like so, we go to the back of the restaurant, like where his
This is
office
all in
is.
Brady, Texas.
Yeah, dude, I thought it was hilarious. I was like, "This is awesome," and he didn't help us out or anything. It didn't really get any more epic than that. But I just love that like he's like, "Yeah, he'll see you in the back," and like we went in there, and he's got
There's
like a really nice office, and I'm like, "Yes, dude, yes, I'm in The Godfather."
there's local mob there in Brady.
He's like, "Listen, I'll give you this place, all right, but." They got this guy Johnson in town. It's causing me a little bit of trouble. Make it look like an accident, right?
What?
I don't know. I wish that would have happened, but it didn't. Anyway, uh, and like the guy that's like my boss, he was like, all right, so like just to make I don't know, just to make he was making a joke or whatever. He was like, because it's going to be hard for four of us to each have like our own place. Basically, he's like, yeah, we'll just see what we can get. Like if need be, I'll just be like, yeah, this is my family. Like we're moving here, and I'm like, man, you had a real strong stir of the melting pot, didn't you? Because it's like I'm white, we got a black guy there, and we got like an Hispanic girl, and I was just like, I don't know, it was such a like out there joke, and no one got it. It was hilarious to me, which made it even more funny to me because I was just like, that's hilarious.
That nobody got your race relations joke?
Yeah, I was just like, how could we all be your kids? Like you're white, I'm white, he's black, like she's
There you
clearly
go.
Hispanic. Like there's just no way you have like we're all related.
It's one big happy blended family.
Exactly. But yeah, I thought that was hilarious. I guess that's all I had to say there. But yeah, there's like some redneck mafia here apparently, and like I don't know. I just thought that was wild.
Well, it is pretty wild. It sounds like Brady's already been very exciting for you. It's probably the most excitement that town's ever seen.
It's funny you mentioned that. Like my first day here, like as soon as I got here, checked into the hotel at about 4:45 or so. At like around 5 o'clock, a semi truck like hits a transformer and the entire town loses power for the entire night. And
Nice.
let me tell you, without power, the town is pretty boring.
As if it was so much fun while they had power.
Yeah, and I was going around like I was trying to get internet in our house. And I was like, yeah, like well, I don't know, we're over there by something rather, like it's some grocery store I never heard of. It was like, you guys ain't from around here, are you? And I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm pretty proud of
Mm.
that too. Like I don't really want to be from around here.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, how many people are from around there? Like 200 people. Like how many people are in the town?
5,000.
That's bigger than I expected, but still not very big.
It's insane, dude. It's just I don't know. It's just wild to me. And like the guy, this old man, like he's a nice guy. He sold he sold me the house or whatever that he owned. Probably the slowest human being I've ever interacted with in my entire life. Just absolutely just as slow as I've ever felt anything. Like it's so comically like slow. Like man, like I don't even know. So we left around like 10 or so, and to go like sign the lease and everything like that. And basically, like it took him forever because he took this file out of his car with all the leases he has and all this stuff, and he opens it and he opens the folder and all the papers are upside down, right?
Of course.
And instead of just turning it over to where all the papers are right side up, he one by one takes each paper and looks at it and is like, that's not it. All right, next one. Oh, no, that one's not it. And he just did that for like 10 or 15 minutes or so. And of course, the one that we need is like the last one there. I'm like, oh my god, like it was driving me insane, dude. And he was telling me a joke today, And I started laughing, not at the joke, because the joke was terrible, but because of how long it took him to get to the punchline. Like, I was laughing because I was like, this is unreal. Like, I don't even know what is going on at this point anymore. Because as soon as he's like, yeah, I started. I'm gonna try to make it way quicker, but he's like, yeah, let me tell you a joke. So this lady, she goes into she goes into the store and he describes exactly how she looks and like every meticulous like detail you could imagine. And he's like, yeah, well, she goes in there, and this store, it sells things for like, and then he names a bunch of prices, changes his minds on the prices, like, he just goes into detail on every aspect, and the joke is basically just like, sorry, we don't sell TVs to blondes or whatever, because we've had like a lot of complaints, and she's like, but I really want that TV. And then she dyes her hair red, and then like she still goes in there and asks for the TV, and they're like, "Yeah, we know you're blonde because you want to buy a microwave, not a TV. Like you're looking at a microwave." And it's like such a bad joke, but it took him so long to get there. It was insane. Like the guy I was with, he got a phone call in the middle of the joke, took it, answered it, like had a whole conversation with his mom about buying the house or whatever, came back inside, did a Snapchat video, like walkthrough of everything, texted some people, and then came back and heard the end of the joke.
Like, oh, is he still telling the joke?
It was insane, dude. It was insane. And I was like, is he even, I bet I could walk away too, and he would still keep talking because I just think he wants to finish this joke no matter who cares about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That's just...
That's your boy.
So annoying.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I guess living in Canyon Amarillo, I've definitely had to deal with the slow-witted people of the South that they just have nothing to do. There's no rush. There's no deadlines. It's just like, yep, I'll get it done when I get it done.
Back when you were out there DJing or running that radio show, they had like great local music, right?
Yeah. 91.1 station for your generation.
Indie country, wasn't that what it was?
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, everybody loves indie country. No, it was all indie rock, mostly crap. At one point, Owl City was on there. Like basically, like a lot of garbage people. Like basically, like picture the biggest garbage can you could ever imagine, and in that garbage can is a ton of trash. And half of it would go on, maybe a quarter of it would go on to be like somebody like stupid famous, like not stupid famous, but like relatively famous, ranging from like Adele to Owl City and people like that. But we were playing like their indie songs like before they got famous, so like it's all poop. I mean, Owl City's poop regardless, and then like the rest of the people like never got famous because everyone that listens to this music is like, oh wow, this is really bad. Like, yeah, no, we'll let them stay indie. And our station was like, yo, this is what we're gonna play every day, nonstop. And yeah. And they're like, well, why does the student body not listen to us? And I always want to be like, it's probably because they're listening to like good music or like, whatever, but
that'd be really funny if you just said that straight up.
Yeah, straight up, dude. Like dead ass, dude. Like so let's see. Do we want to just go ahead and get into it? I think I have a couple of things that are like that fit into this episode but aren't necessarily things that annoy me. So let me make sure.
Whatever you want to get off your chest.
Yeah, I almost said something about. Oh yeah, so let's jump into our new segment called Decent Dumps, and that is where that's the bathroom update. If you couldn't put that together, where we talk about my poop. And so I had like the other morning, I got up at 9:00 and I pooped at 9:30, 10:30, and 11:30. 3 separate poops, like basically on the hour. All like felt different, sounded different, smelled different. All pretty decent in size. So it was like 3 poops before noon, and I just didn't understand. Like I didn't know what was going on. And then like other days I just had one. Like today I just had one, and it was messy, But like the other day I had three solid ones in a row. I don't know what's going on, but it's been really enjoyable. And
As always, thank you for sharing.
yeah. And I'm getting in better shape. You know, I think my stomach's like slimming down a little bit. My arms are bigger, so like pretty soon I'm hoping to have like just like monster dumps. Like I don't know. I think that's what all the dudes at the gym are like trying to do, right? Like
Yeah,
that's what
you gotta
everybody
have a goal.
wants.
It's important to have a goal.
Yeah, and it needs to be like trackable and attainable and blah 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 blah, blah and all that stuff. So that was decent dumps. So yeah, stay tuned for more of that. And then, oh yeah, this isn't something that necessarily, I guess it annoys me, but basically I keep seeing people getting married on Facebook, and I keep seeing like people getting engaged. I feel like I would almost say every day, but sometimes I don't check it every day. So I would say at least in a 7-day week, I'm seeing like 3 to 5 engagements. It seems like, or at least one. You know what I mean? Like somebody gets engaged. It seems like every week. So I'm at an open house for the videographer that I just started working for, and so it's a wedding videographer. So we're at like a wedding venue, and like people that have booked their wedding at this venue or plan on booking their wedding at this venue are basically invited to come, and then vendors like us are also invited to come and try to talk to these people and kind of be like, hey, like you guys are having your wedding here. Well, we're like really good at working here. Like you should hire us, and that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's me and the dude that runs the thing, and then like he hired me and this other girl like at the same time, and she is 21, Hispanic, attractive, out of college, went to A&M, and she could not be less interested if she tried in talking to me. I think that's been great, and then really making good progress there. And so we're all at this open house, and we're talking about like people getting engaged. And she said something. She's like, "Yeah, like I'm not engaged, or I want to be proposed like this, or like she said something about marriage, like, or she said something about like she almost maybe hinted at like ugly people or something, like commenting on people that were there, and like the head dude's like, hey, like don't rush it, you know, don't rush into marriage. That's my one tip of advice. And I was like, yeah, dude, like I know, I totally agree with that. It's like it's not like we're rushing into it. It's just kind of frustrating when you check Facebook every day and people that are uglier than you are getting married all the time. And like that's literally verbatim what I said. And like he looked at me like, what? And then like she looked at me like, yeah, like she like that was like the one thing she agreed with. And yeah, I don't know. I just thought it was hilarious. And then like sure enough, like a day later, like these big fucking dorks that we went to high school with like got engaged. And like I don't know. I
Who are
took a
you talking
screenshot
about?
of
Like,
it.
who is it?
I can't name drop. I'll just send it to you. But
Give me a rhymes with.
nah.
Schmichter Maros.
Nah, dude. Wow, dude. Trying to start podcast beef, but yeah. No, actually, I don't even think you know them. I think I had math class with this guy. Let me see how important he is.
It's not that important. I just
You'll
wanted to see
never.
if you would like allude to it in a funny way, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I really can't. His name rhymes with dip, so if that helps.
Yeah, knowing our luck, it'll be the one person to listen to. It'll be the guy you're talking shit about, and he'll just start all this beef.
Well, I know my rock photo didn't send to you, so I'm sure this photo won't send, but I'll send it anyway.
Prob's not.
Prob's not.
That is a good point, though. That is a good point. I'm glad that you got some sort of response from that chick who apparently was just not feeling it.
Yeah, dude, like, she could not be less interested in talking to me, and I try to be slick, you know, I try not to, like, stare down her shirt the whole time we're talking, like, I try to look at her, but I don't know.
Mixing up, look at her butt some.
She's actually very,
that sort of
she's balance. A nice, yeah, I probably should. She's a nice young lady, I'm very proud of her.
But I liked your old pickup line where you just like, "Hey, I'm Ryan. Let me know if you need anything." Like,
what's mine is yours.
What could that like? What it's like you're working wherever you are talking to her, but you're not.
Yeah, wherever I'm at, or just like, oh, like what's your name? Oh, Carolyn. Oh, really? That was my mother's name. Was it? I don't know. You tell me.
I don't know. You tell me.
So yeah. I guess that is something that technically annoys me, though, is people always getting engaged on Facebook. And there's always, like, this big like hoopla about it. Like they have to have like this big long post where like they talk about like, well, when we first met 2 years ago, I knew he was special, but I didn't think we would be here now. And we took a trip to the beach, and he proposed, and I was like, yeah. And then it's like 50 comments of, oh my god, heart face emoji, and oh my god, I love it, congratulations, blah, 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 blah. And it's just like, kill me, dude. Like, I don't know, it's just
You know what?
exhausting.
I'm gonna try to like put this in a way. You know what I really like doing? And this is really weird, but like whenever someone posts something like that, or something like they get on like their high horse about something political or something like that on like Twitter or Facebook, I start reading it, and then I like swipe my hand up, and like it's almost like I'm cutting them off in my head. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it feels good to me. Like I really enjoy it because it's like I remember a long time ago, and it's like I just shut the door on them, virtually. It just feels good.
That sounds like you're into decapitation.
Like I wish like there was a notification for like, right next to comment or share or whatever. It was like this person read about 4 seconds of this and then realized he didn't give a fuck and just scrolled right by it. I wish like that was a
If
thing.
only that was a button. Yeah.
I wish.
Well, see, speaking of Facebook comments, so I had mentioned this whenever I was kind of giving you my pre-show rundown. Is there's been a lot of birthdays lately, and I've seen so many birthday fundraisers on Facebook that literally have zero of $200. Like I've seen
Yeah.
so many that have zero, and like I literally just wish I could like comment to be like, hey, like happy birthday, congrats on all that money you raised for Alzheimer's or something, like. But I can't. I wish I could. Um,
It's
oh well.
ridiculous. So too many people are doing that.
Yeah, and I don't think it works. And plus I just don't believe it. Like I don't know. Like how do I not know that money's just not going straight to Facebook? Like
That,
they're
and then it's just like no one wants to go through all that effort to donate $1. I mean, that's just so much effort to donate $1.
it
You
is.
know,
I
like
wouldn't do it.
putting in your information, like letting Facebook know it, I guess, but they probably already do because they probably hack your phone and all that crap. But still, it's just
Yeah.
weird.
Okay. Um. Hmm.
What else you
So I feel
got?
like we're basically just going at this point. What else do you got?
I don't know. We're just dicking around.
That's what we do every episode. Welcome to Decent After Dark, aka Dicking Around. Maybe that
I
could be the episode.
true. I don't know. To me, this is something where it's you see it and you feel it and you know it. I don't know if I'm, I guess, smart enough to put this into words, but basically, I just hate how, I'm working out there and I don't know what I'm doing at my job or whatever. I'm just out there and I'm with other people who I know don't know what they're doing, just based on stuff I've heard about them in the past.
Yeah.
And like I kind of know that I'm better off and I don't know anything, so I know you're not gonna be good. Um, and like our main boss guy, he'll be like, yeah, so like what you want to do is you want to get in here and you want to put this fence around it because then you won't get water like running down here and it won't just like fuck up everything you're doing. And like then this guy comes in and he's like, yeah, that totally like yeah, like that's what I was saying earlier is like you need to get that water out of here so that like that doesn't like fuck that up. Like he'll just repeat it and say it as if someone or as if he already knew it and was already thinking that. And it's just like I want to call him out. I just want to be like, you don't know what you're talking about. Like why didn't you just say that earlier? Like that doesn't make
Yeah.
any sense. And it's just like I don't know. It really bugs me, especially because that same person was giving me directions, and I was like, man, where's this? Where's the store at? Do you know? And he's like, oh yeah, I definitely know. Like just like take a left right here. And like I took a left and I like went like nowhere and then he pulled up like on his GPS like on his phone so he didn't know and he's like yeah like you're gonna need to take like another couple of rights and basically turn completely around and I was like oh all right like that's funny because it sounded like you knew exactly where that was but it turns out
Sounds like
you just know how to work a phone.
sounds like you ain't from around here.
Yeah, it just really bugs me. Another thing I've noticed about work is like I don't know, like just the super country vibe I get from the people I work with is just it's really annoying because it's just so like for instance, I was talking to my boss and I was like, yeah, I like basketball and try to go to Rockets games. I played in high school. I like playing. And it's like, yeah, I would have played, or I would have played too, but I was too busy making money. I was too busy, I had to go out there and I had to work and all that stuff. And I'm like, that's fine
Congrats.
because I did both, but suck a dick. Like I really wish I could have just said that and it was like, I did both. I must be better or something. Like I don't
Yeah,
know. Like I wish I could have just said something like that. But he was basically just, it's very under the table
you
way
could
of
have
saying like
you could have done it under the table. I would have been like, oh yeah, I used to go to work after I got done with basketball practice. Like I
I
would
could
walk
have. I just didn't think quickly enough. I guess on my feet.
like walking through the snow uphill both ways.
It was
But
crazy. I just paid for
yeah,
my
it's just
first car and then I got that car and immediately took it out there and got a better job and I worked about three more jobs on top of that.
yeah, it's kind of like the grind. Like honestly, like I don't even think I slept in high school. Like truthfully, but like yeah,
Still haven't
like
slept.
yeah, like, team no sleep. That's kind of like what I'm doing, boss. But yeah, no, it's great that you had a job. Like
That's
it's
great.
like
I remember when I was 2 and I was warming
yeah,
up with that aide
yeah,
job.
like
But yeah, I don't know. I just really bugged me when he says something like that. He's also like very old school, and he was talking to me. He's a pretty large man. He's very old, and he was like, "Yeah, I was working. I work all day, and I do all this stuff, and wouldn't really care about it. Wouldn't really do any of that until I took this girl. I took her to the movie, and she let me touch her titty, and then that was all I ever wanted, and I got more money so I could." Touch more titties. Like he said this to me in the office. Like
this doesn't sound work appropriate.
oh, dude, it was like, and the funniest part was it was a day or two after his training, so I know they were like, no, no sexual harassment and all this stuff, and he's just saying stuff like that to me.
He's like, well, come on, I'm just talking about titties.
Yeah, it floored me. I was laughing so hard because I was just like, what are you talking about?
Oh god.
Talking about sports like 5 seconds ago, and all of a sudden you're just.
Yeah, dude, he's covering all the male topics, sports and tits, bro.
Yeah, he really, and then like I don't know, just his way to like shift from 0 to 100 is he's just
Real quick.
yeah, real
Nice.
quick. He's just like, we're out there, and I was asking him, I was like, where's this one guy? He's supposed to be out here with us too, and he said, well, he said he wasn't feeling good, and I reckon his pussy's hurt. I mean, that must be too bad. And I was like, well, what? Pretty sure he has like
Yeah.
cancer or something, but no, I don't know what's wrong with him. I
Yeah.
think he was just like late by like 5 minutes, but I just loved how he just dumped on him for being
Yeah.
a wuss, basically.
Yeah, he's probably double clicking his mouse or something at the house.
Yeah, anyway, that's just stuff that bothers me and just stuff that's noteworthy that's happened recently.
Well, it sounds like you've been freaking banging at this job already. You got a lot going on there with fat old hick bosses and titty talk and
Very diverse group of people. Very, exceptional individuals.
yeah, I'm surprised they have so much color happening out there in Brady, Texas. That's surprising. I figured they'd keep it white and tight.
I had stiff armed three people on the way to the telephone thinking maybe in-laws,
Laws. Where did that come from?
I don't know.
So I guess speaking of old folks and in-laws and my dad,
Yep. Okay.
yep, he's got new beef on bowling night. So you say what?
So ready.
Yeah. So well, he's actually this is an old beef that just gets stirred up every now and then. So he was feeling in a stirred up kind of mood on this past Tuesday, and there's this guy that bowls in the league on like a different team, and his name is Dennis, and he has got the worst gas ever. Like this dude lays down farts that hell wouldn't have. Like you have to clear the entire lane area. You have to go a couple of lanes away. Like I imagine the BO that Jerry and Elaine are smelling in that car is like this guy's fart. Like that's what's happening. Like I can smell it right now. Like I know what it smells like. And it's a he drinks beer. I want to say Bud Light, I'm not sure because I want to poop on the brand, but I can't think of which brand it is. But I want to say it's Bud. So I think he drinks Bud Light. But basically, his farts smell like beer and rotten eggs, like put together, and it just lingers. It doesn't go anywhere. And we bowled him one night. And my team bowled him just to kind of give you some context to this guy's epicness. And I wasn't bowling that great, so I wasn't like super happy. And there's a foreign guy on my team. He speaks kind of broken English. He's African, I believe.
Mm.
He's an interesting guy. He like teaches math in Japan, and he speaks English, and he's like from Africa, and I don't know. Anyway. And I'm like sitting down in the pit area, and Dennis walks by me and just like lays down this nasty fart, and I'm like, oh. And I like couldn't sit in the pit anymore, and I had to walk like all the way to the back where the foreign guy was, and he's like, "Oh, what are you doing back here?" And I was like, "That guy up there shit his pants," and he's like, "Oh no!" And he like we started dying laughing, and he just like he speaks horrible English, so he's like, "He go doo doo in his pants." Like I was like, "Yeah, dude, like go down there, it stinks." And he like went and bowled because it was his turn. He comes back, he goes, "Oh, it smells like shit," you know. He's like, and so yeah, this guy like has awful farts, and so my dad is very aware of this, and he always like me and him always talk about it, and sure enough, we were like talking about it, and Dennis like walked by, and my dad was like, hey Dennis, don't fart, okay?" And like Dennis was like, "Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing tonight?" He's like, "We're doing great, but we swear to God, just don't fart." And Dennis was like, "Ha ha ha," and like walked off. And then like I don't know, 10, 20 minutes went by. Dennis like walked by to go to the bathroom, and my dad was like, "Oh God, it's Dennis! Don't fart!" And like Dennis was like, "Yeah," and like comes back from the bathroom, and I guess my dad forgot that he had just talked to him 2 times previously, and he was like, "Oh shit, it's Dennis! Hey Dennis, don't fart!" And like Dennis gives him the finger, he like flips him off.
Jeez.
And my dad was like, "Oh snap!" And then and like he just kept doing it, like every game, every time Dennis walked by, my dad would yell at him not to fart and like to watch out, and he's like yelling it at the top of his lungs across the bowling alley. Like everybody's just like, "What is going on with the farting?" And Dennis just got more and more mad every time. Like his face, I've never seen someone's face get so low. He would forget, that he hated us. Like at that moment, like he's like, "Oh hey, it's my friends," and he would like smile, and then my dad would talk, and then his face would like drop to the floor, and like anger and upsetness because my dad would not stop screaming about his farts. And then like even the girls in the cafe, they're like way behind us, and they're like working, and they're like, "What's going on? Somebody farted? Like what's happening?" Oh, so yeah, he's got fart beef. But yeah, this guy's got some epic gas. So I wish I could send it to you. I wish I could like put it in a jar and mail it to Brady.
No, I really don't. No, please
Dude,
don't do that.
your office would get a kick out of it. Hicks love dirty smells. They just be like, "Hey Jimbo, smell this." No?
Oh man, yeah, I don't know. I had some story I was gonna tell. I already told you though, but it was when we went to the gym and Sean just like ripped one and it was like horrible. And like this black guy in front of us is like in the middle of lifting and he's like huge and he's very serious and intense and he's got his headphones in and he just immediately drops his weight and is just like makes the most scrunched up face, looks like a raisin. He's just like, oh God. Like he's yelling at everyone around him is like, what's going on? Like what's happening? And he's like, who did this? Who did this? And like Sean's just naturally laughing, and he like raises his hand. He's like, "Oh, dude, come on!" Like he's so upset with him. He looked like a parent, like disappointed in his child. He was just like, "Come on, ugh."
Yeah, dude. Like, well, I guess what else is he supposed to do? Like it's like he's gonna go over there and spank Sean or something.
Yeah, he's gonna get mad. I don't know how mad you're gonna get just for that, but it was pretty rank. Like it was pretty rough. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Oh Oh man, I love a good fart.
What else you got?
Oh, I got a lot. I guess I'll try to start at the top. So I saw this headline on Snapchat, and it said, this is what the headline read, and like all these headlines, every headline is just trying to get your attention and get you to read the full story.
Mm-hmm.
And it says how Lil Nas X blocked Taylor Swift on Snapchat. And this was like blocked Taylor Swift on something, and this was the headline, and I just wanted to be like, what do you mean how? Like, he clicked on her fucking name and he clicked block. Like, what do you mean how? The question is why. We want to know why he would do this. That is a more interesting story, even though it's not interesting. Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
But, like, I already know how. Like, he clicked on her name and he clicked block. Like, that's how you do it on anything. And so I just thought that was really stupid. And, like, I just picture some stupid kid, like, 6 to, like, I don't know, 3 to 6 years younger than me, like, getting paid way more money than me to write those stupid headlines for those stupid articles. And it's the same shit every day. Like, they're so bad. Like, I don't know if you've, like, seen, like, Complex's, like, Snapchat story on Snapchat. Like, it's just awful.
It's always like
The same shit.
blah blah
Why?
blah's new photo shooting, and then it's like random girl loves her butt, and then it's like you'll never guess blah blah blah, and you're like, and then it's like always something technology. There's always like one that's like technology related that's completely bullshit. It's like foldable iPhone coming in 2019 or whatever, and it's like, and I clicked on it, and it was like, yeah, they've talked about that. There's there's a foldable phone called it's like the weirdest thing I've ever seen. It's like the Huawei or something, and it's only available in Japan or whatever. And iPhone has said that they've looked at it, and then that's it. And it's like, thanks for watching. Swipe up to subscribe, and I'm like, screw you. That had nothing to do with Apple, and it has nothing in there saying it's coming this year. You freaking idiot.
Exactly, dude. This is so bad. It makes me angry. And I hate to do like 2 or 3 in a row, but I feel like these are kind of quick. So there's this really fat homeless guy at like right outside the Walmart near my house, and so we see him all the time because we go to Walmart at least every other day. And errands, of course, and you understand. And
you said you did some today, though. Are you going to be able to do that tomorrow?
I've got the errands lined up for tomorrow, no doubt.
Okay, I was just worried you didn't
Actually, you know what? Let's pause the show and make sure my alarm's set and make sure I have my calendar.
But get it nice and early. You don't want to waste the day sleeping in on a Saturday when you could be out there doing errands.
Yeah, no, I'm probably going to go back in time to get to bed early so I can Saturday for errands, and I'm kind of hoping the yard like magically grows overnight so I can mow it again.
Well, if you're going back in time, just go back far enough to where the grass was still uncut. Get some practice in.
God, I can't wait.
You don't want to be rusty.
And so there's this fat homeless guy outside the Walmart, and I don't understand how this guy can be so fat and so homeless because he looks super dirty. So like I almost presume like it's an act. Like I feel like in my head that this guy is probably not homeless. He's like pretending, and he just like makes himself dirty, and he goes to that corner and probably makes better money than I'm making. And because I just don't get how you can be that fat. And they've reported him a lot on like this like neighborhood app that like a bunch of suburban moms have. Mm-hmm. And basically, apparently, this guy refuses to take anything but cash. Like, that's all he wants. If you offer him, like, anything else, he, like, refuses. He only wants cash. Mm. And, like, this lady, like, there's a lady on the neighborhood app who claims that she's, like, offered him, like, fresh food. Like, the food that she's prepared. Like, she's, like, gone out of her way to do all this stuff for him that's not cash. Mm-hmm. But it's, like, useful stuff for a homeless person. Mm-hmm. And he, like, refuses all of it. Only with cash. And I saw somebody give cash to him, and he like had a frocket in his t-shirt, and he like pulled out a fat stack of cash and like added the cash to him, put it back in his frocket. And honestly, like, I don't know, like, this is like my twisted fantasy. Like, I want to like make some food for him. Like, food, I guess, like, it's decent. Like, if he does decide to eat it, it's decent food and he can enjoy it. but I'm hoping that he like refuses the food that I make for him, so I can be like, oh, okay, bet. Well, I made it for you anyway, and I just like throw it in his face.
Oh my god, dude.
Like
That's terrible.
like that would be like I'm thinking Squidward on Pizza Delivery episode,
Oh, like
like
this one's on the house.
this one's on the house. Yes, I'm thinking that. I'm thinking like Clutch at the Rockets game, throwing cake on like the enemy team's face, like the fan in the stand that's wearing like a Utah jersey. He like throws the cake in their face.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what I'm thinking. Like it's not gonna hurt him, but it's gonna like give me pleasure, and it's gonna get the point across. Like, hey man, like if you're really homeless, if he's like really homeless or not homeless, like take that food. Like I made that, you know, and I just want to like throw it in his face, and it like gives me joy like thinking about it. Like I think I would like to do that.
All right.
Like every time I see him, I just want to be like, hey yo, like I'm gonna bring you some food. Like I don't know, you know, what you got?
What have I got?
Yeah, no
I'm
doubt.
still in shock.
Why? Why are you so in shock? You gotta express your feelings. It's the point of the podcast.
That was wild. That's why I wasn't ready for that.
For a fat homeless guy?
Yeah, I just wasn't expecting that. I was like, "What do you want to do?" And then I was just like, "Oh, I just want to throw some food in his face." I was like, "Oh, okay, all right."
Wouldn't that be so fun? Like, I don't know. Like, especially if it was somebody you didn't like, you know?
Oh yeah, I'd love to throw food in some people's faces that I don't like.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
So I saw this thing on Facebook where like they were asking all of the rookie class of NBA players. I don't know if you saw. They were saying Drake, J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar. One of them's got to go. And I just want one of them's got to go.
They were asked that question, like, hey, out of these three, one of them has to go. Who do you pick?
Yeah.
Okay.
And what are your thoughts on it?
Drake, Kendrick Lamar, or J. Cole?
Mm-hmm.
You know what's wild is...
Because I knew almost immediately which one I would say has got to go.
What, Drake?
No, just go. What were you gonna say?
Honestly, for me, like, the easy answer for me is to just say Drake, because I listen to him, I guess, the least.
What about leg day?
Right. So it's like once a week. Or once a month, or once every 6 months. But
You haven't worked legs since the last time you worked legs, which is the first time you worked legs.
Which is the last time you worked legs. So, like, it's easy to throw him out, but, like, he just has such a large body of music that is mostly enjoyable. And then Kendrick is kind of the same way, but, like, I don't know, sometimes Kendrick's exhausting to listen to, and sometimes I'm always like, is he really, like, the GOAT? Is he really, like, one of the best? Like, I don't know, sometimes I'm not that crazy about Kendrick. I have to be, like, in the mood. Like, I rarely listen to him anymore. It's kind of weird, so, like, I'm almost debating on throwing him out, but I just feel, like, so obligated to rap music to not throw him out, if that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like, to throw Drake out because he's the pop star.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
It's easily Kendrick. I threw Kendrick out immediately.
Oh, okay, so we're kind of on the same page. Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Why
yeah,
do you
it
throw-
is to me because like I don't really like a whole lot of Drake's pretty much anything he's done in the last 5 to 6 years.
You know what's crazy is a lot of that stuff's still really not that bad.
No, it's not. I mean, there's still like songs on those albums. I can never think of the names of any of his albums, but Views and what's the one with the sky?
Well, that's
What's the name of that album?
oh my god, dude, I know it.
Anyway,
So
if you're reading this is too late, which I guess is technically a mixtape or whatever, but still whatever. Like there are songs on those albums that I like, but there's also songs on those albums that I really don't like. Like I really just never want to listen to.
nothing was the same.
Nothing was the same. Anyway, and like that album in particular is like really soft actually, but I mean some of that's good.
Which album soft?
Nothing is the same.
Nothing was the same.
Nothing, whatever. Well, it isn't, and it won't be. Anyway.
Nice.
Yeah, it's like yeah, he's like his newish stuff doesn't really like work for me, but I like his old stuff a lot. And then I put up with most of his new stuff. Like there's still good content in there, and like between all of that, it's just such a good. He has such a good library that I couldn't cut that off. And then J Cole, like I love Born Sinner and I love Sideline Story and I like the warm up and the come up a lot. And then I don't really like all. I always want to say All Eyes on Me, but For Your Eyes Only.
Hmm.
I don't like that album, and
It's got some bangers on there though. It's got like 3 or 4 bangers.
It's definitely an album, and it definitely has songs. But
That's a really interesting point.
I don't know, dude. I just saw it in concert or in
In
person,
concert, yeah, it's good. Yeah.
and it was awful,
Yeah.
or not awful,
Okay.
but it was not good.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it was just
Wow, the concert wasn't good.
it was maybe the concert was average. Maybe that's an overreaction, but it just wasn't like it wasn't hyped. Like because he just played every song off of that album. He didn't play any of his other songs, and he
But he
kind of
did
played
though.
them all in order.
Yeah, that's the point. That's the point of like I don't know. I appreciate that. I
I don't.
appreciate he's like, hey, I made this whole body of work. I want you to hear all of it. And at the concert I went to, he played other songs too. He played some stuff off of Forest Hills and Born Sinner. Now, granted, he might only do a
Kinda
verse or
did.
two. Yeah, he kind of did. He did like a verse or two
And
of
then he
most
let
of
the
them.
crowd sing part of that too.
I like honestly though, he explains it and I get it. You
I
know,
do get
like
it, but at the same time, like
we paid money.
acknowledge that you. I mean, I don't know if there's an album that I don't know if there. I'm trying to think of all Eminem's albums, even the ones I love, 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 love. I don't want to hear every song on it because there are songs on it that I just don't like that much.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's just kind of one of those things. I don't know. I don't want to get too sidetracked, but basically, it's just I paid like probably $200 or something for 2 hours of entertainment. I'd like for most of that to be entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm having to
Valuable.
listen to, yeah, he's got some bangers on that album. I don't even remember them because I listened to I don't know like 10 songs that I really didn't like or that were really kind of slow. Like I mean, he does that whole one about his daughter and that's cool, but or his
Hilarious.
son, I guess. I don't remember.
No. Have you listened to Revenge of the Dreamers, his like group album that came out this year? Very recently, actually.
Well, I listened to that mixtape, but
What's
not the.
that?
He had a mixtape called Revenge of the Dreamers.
Revenge of the Dreamers 3?
Is that what the album's called, or?
That's what the most recent one is called. That
Oh,
just
okay.
like just dropped.
He had a mixtape called Revenge of the Dreamers, and I listened to that, and I liked that a lot.
Okay, well yeah, that was good. And then there was a second one, and now there's a third one, and the third one's on Spotify. I don't think the other two are. I think the other two are like actual mixtapes, and now this third one, I guess, is just an album or that, or everything is so streamable now. They just made it available for stream, you know. So like, it's on Spotify and it's pretty good. I pretty much like the whole album, and I need to go look up some of the lyrics here at some point because I feel like they talk about TDE like quite a bit, and I can't tell if they're talking about them in a positive or negative way. Um, but back to your point, I'm sorry, I wanted to say that before I forgot. So on your For Your Eyes Only, I think Immortal is a banger, Deja Vu is pretty good, Neighbors is amazing, and that's about it. And the rest of the album's kind of whatever. Uh, but you
But
know,
yeah, but and then like getting to Kendrick is like I feel like he came out of nowhere and then was immediately oversaturated. Because I
yeah,
feel like he came out with Mad City and like he blew up after that. I liked that album.
great album. Now that's a full project. That was like I see what I didn't like about sorry to interrupt you. What I
No,
didn't like about Kendrick is he did the same thing as J. Cole did. And what they both did that I appreciate is they created something so they want to share it with you. It means a lot to them, and I get that. And they both, I know that J. Cole skimmed over his hits, but like, generally speaking, they both rapped the entire time. They don't let like the music rap form. They don't have the music playing in the background. They're playing it live with either live instruments or they're just rapping the whole thing themselves, which I appreciate as well.
I mean, if that's not happening, why am I going? Like,
A
where
lot
have
of
you
a
gone
lot
to?
of yes, a ton. So many artists do it. So many
That's
artists
horrible.
like it's not that they don't sing at some point, but like you can clearly tell when it's them singing versus when it's like the song playing by the DJ. Like because they just sound totally different, and like like Schoolboy did it. Like honestly, I love Schoolboy, but his live performance was very like a huge letdown for me because like he like basically lets the music do most of it. He kind of just like jumps in and like is basically his own hype man, and only does like half of his lyrics. So anyway,
That's
and a
awful.
lot of people do that. He's not the only one. But anyway, um, so when I saw Kendrick though, one of the main like every time I've seen Kendrick, it was before Mad City, and then the time or two that I saw him after that was, or maybe it was during Mad City. I think I did see him during Mad City,
Well,
but
we
I
saw
saw
him
him.
in Houston in 2013, so yeah.
Okay, so never mind. So I've seen him do Mad City, and he did some of his Section 80 stuff. So that was the other thing too. Is like he didn't do all of Mad City though. He did like his bangers off of Mad City, and then he did like his Section 80 and his like overly dedicated mixtape. He like did like his other hits as well.
Yeah.
And then whenever I saw him in ACL, which was when he was also performing with Schoolboy, who at the time was out with his Blank Face album, which had the that part this,
Yeah.
with Kanye. And so like he only rapped like half of that. I think weren't we there together?
Yeah, he only did half of it, and then he
Yeah,
did. What song did he did Mad City by himself, which was weird.
yeah, very
Not
weird.
even his song, and he did. No, I don't know.
Yeah,
That
so
was
he
weird.
was relying a lot on like the crowd and like the DJ, and like he would just kind of jump in. So anyway, when we saw Kendrick and ACL, he did his To Pimp a Butterfly album. I think he like only did songs from that for the most part, and it was like pretty much a letdown in my opinion. And then he did that
That
part,
album's
which
too
is
political.
yeah, and like I don't even get most of it. You know what I mean? I don't even like I know like I like know it's political, and I don't even pick up on the political vibes or like what it's trying to tell me.
Hmm.
But just to break down Kendrick's like discography of like why we might not want to pick him is because I think Overly Dedicated his mixtape that's on Spotify is like pretty good. I think Section 80 is a really great project, and I think Good Kid, Mad City is amazing.
Hmm.
But pretty much everything after that, I'm like super indifferent on. Like I'm not crazy about To Pimp a Butterfly. I'm not. I actually pretty much don't like Untitled Unmastered except for like song two or whatever the hit song off of that was. And then like Damn, I don't
Hmm.
know, Damn, like Damn's really good, but it just got overplayed immediately, and I listened to it way too much when it came out, and
Yeah.
even I don't know, it's pretty good. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm kind of over it. And then the Black Panther album after that, and Black Panther album actually has like quite a few good songs on there, but there's also like some
Interesting.
garbage.
I mean, honestly, the thing about the Black Panther album is like I just like how he had a different style in that. It
Yeah,
was very it was way more poppy, I guess. And I just enjoyed that he kind of took a different take on his style. Um,
yeah.
I forgot what I was
Because
gonna
I mean, it's
say.
got a lot of good songs on it. Like I enjoy. I mean, even though it's overplayed and it's like the pop hit, I do like All the Stars.
Hmm.
I do like the song X or 10, Roman numeral 10,
Hmm.
with Schoolboy and Two Chains. And then the one with Khalid and Sway Lee is actually pretty good. I don't remember if the one with Vince Staples is good, but then I like Bloody Waters, which has Absol and Anderson .Paak. But see, like a lot of those songs, like most of those songs don't have Kendrick on them.
Yeah, he just
Um,
produced it.
yeah, and he might do like background chorus or like ad libs and stuff. I think he does like ad libs or chorus on 10, but it's
Honestly,
like
that's
not.
one of the sickest parts of about Black Panther is when it literally when it ends and the credits come up and it plays like all the stars. Like it's just such a cool feeling.
Yeah, no, it's really good. But yeah, Bloody Waters is good. King's Dead with J
Oh
Rock,
yeah.
Kendrick, Future. That means a pretty good song. And then Big Shot with Travis Scott, and then Pray for Me with The Weeknd. I mean, those
Hmm.
are all pretty good songs.
I want to give a shout out to Goosebumps by Travis Scott.
Oh
It's
yeah, great
probably the
song.
worst feature I've heard.
By who?
Kendrick.
Oh, on Goosebumps.
Yeah.
I'll have to go back and listen to it then, because I know that song was such a hit. I just didn't even think about it being a bad feature.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Let me ask you this: does this change your answer at all? It doesn't change my answer, but what if you could only one's got to go for all their music going forward?
Wait, what? Wait, what?
Like, forget everything they've done. You can only one of them's got to go. Like in terms of all their music coming out from now on.
I'd probably get rid of Drake. Just because I feel like Kendrick and J. Cole still have some in the tank. I feel like Drake's definitely like, I don't know, I'm pretty over Drake, and like his last two releases on Spotify have been old mixtapes and like stuff. And I know he's probably going to drop a new album and it'll probably be number one or whatever, but I just don't care anymore. Like, I don't know. I'm pretty over him. I don't really care if he has a new release. But he's still good. That's what's crazy is because he has like a feature or two or like a single or two with like Rick Ross and just like some songs out right now. And like, I mean, it kind of feels like recycled beats at this point. Like some of the beats like feel just very familiar, but they're still bangers, and like he still flows really good on them. So like, I'm not saying he's lost it. It's just like he's been so good for so long. Like I'm just kind of tired of him, you know. And that happens, and it comes and goes. Like there'll probably be like a month from now, I might listen to everything he's ever made. You know, kind of same thing with Eminem. Like I was listening to a ton of Kamikaze a few months ago, and I was playing it the other day, and I was like, like I'm good. And like I've been listening to like other people right now, so it just kind of comes and goes. But I would say Kendrick and J. Cole have like more to offer going forward, and I feel like J. Cole, like I don't know, I really like this Revenge of the Dreamers album that him and his label dropped. So I'm really looking forward to what they have to do like going forward. Because I like everybody he's got on there. Everybody he's got on there can flow. Like I don't know why Eminem can't sign anybody. Like I feel like J. Cole's like got a nice team around him. TDE's a solid team. Even like the Migos people, they're like signing up people and like making group albums, and like I just don't know why Eminem can't get anybody. Like,
Yeah, I don't know enough about like J. Cole's crew or anybody to say if I like him or not, but I'll take your word for it.
yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say that they're amazing, but like a lot of them are like bangers, and like one or two of them are getting pretty big right now, especially in the. I hope I'm accurate in like the younger community and like the African Americans, but or at least in the rap community, because like I met a lot of people that were like trying to be in the rap game in Tulsa, and they listen to a lot of these people as well because of their lyrics and stuff, and a lot of them are on J. Cole's label, or you know, a lot of them like Chance and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's all I got. I guess I'd still take Kendrick out of there.
Yeah.
Even if
Even going forward,
yeah, I'm very much over him.
you're just over him, and you've always felt he's overrated. I've always felt he's overrated.
I don't know. I see. Like I don't have enough of like insight into the rap game to see like to know if he's overrated or not. Because to me, like I don't think a ton of people have more than like two or three good songs. I think that's very. I don't think I pay enough attention or listen to enough music to find the other good songs, and I don't think I'm connected enough to know like who the good people are. But like that's just me. Like I like a couple of songs by a couple of people, and like that's it. Besides like M, and that's pretty much all I got in the rap game. Like I don't know who would be better. Is the thing is like I don't know who's supposed to be better than Kendrick. Like who's better than Kendrick? I mean,
I
to
like a
me,
few
Drake and
people.
J. Cole, but I mean, like that's I don't feel like anyone's saying that. Honestly, I don't feel like anyone's like, yeah, he's definitely better than J. Cole for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. So, like, the only thing I can think of, like, the best way I can put it is to me, Kendrick is like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Like, the critics are just like, yep, it's good. And you're like, why? And they're like, it's good. And, like, everybody just says it's good, and, like, nobody can explain it. Nobody knows why. And, like, I don't know. That's kind of like, because, like, I still feel like it. Everyone's like, yeah, Kendrick, Kendrick, and it's like, name 5 songs, and they're like, what? Like Goosebumps, and you're like, no, it's Travis Scott, and they're like, yeah, right. Like, I don't know.
No doubt.
No doubt, no doubt. I don't know. Kendrick is hard to explain, man, because like he's really good, and at the same time, I'm like, is he that good though? And there's a lot of rappers I listen. I don't even listen to Kendrick that often. I can't think of the last time I listened to him. There's so many people I've been listening to besides him. But I don't know. And like if him and Drake dropped an album tomorrow, I don't know if I'd care. Like I'd listen to it eventually, but I wouldn't like put it on immediately. Like other people have dropped albums, and I'll put it on immediately and like listen to it that day. But I don't know. I feel like we've talked about this for a while.
We definitely have. I didn't.
Anticipate
I
the
just
rap
think it's
game.
so funny how we can get sidetracked and just get sidetracked off of that sidetrack, and then again and again and again. Like we can get like a million miles away from whatever the point was.
Well, that is the point of podcasting, bro. We're professional podcasters. Subscribe to the Decent Show at the Decent Show. Follow us on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, whatever. And and what was it? I can't decide on what I want to say. I can't decide if I want to stay on rap or if I want to go to another topic.
Yeah. While I'm here, I think like a cool thing we should do for maybe our next like dad episode or something. We should do like top 5 or top like 10 like people you want Eminem to do a song with. I think that'd be a cool like thing to do.
Yeah, it'd be nice. It'd be nice. I don't think we ever acknowledged the what is the song? It's called "Bang" with like Conway, the Twitter handle or whatever. What's his name?
Yeah, I don't know. You're probably right or whatever. It was
Yeah,
alright. It's not enough
but
Eminem.
oh, so you didn't get my screenshot? I bet because I send you screenshots all the time, and it sounds like you're not getting them. I sent you a screenshot that
Definitely
said that I sent you a screenshot of that song because like we talked about it that day, and you were like, "Yeah, I don't know why he would do a song with this random guy that I've never heard of." And I was like, "Oh, I bet it's some like new crappy guy that's on his label." And then sure enough, I looked up the song on Rap Genius because you had told me about the song. I hadn't heard about it yet, and I had told you about his Ed Sheeran feature, which you hadn't heard about yet. And so I like looked up the song "Bang," and sure enough, it's like, yeah, Conway the Juice Man or whatever his name is, Eminem's new record signee, and I like sent it to you, and I put "I'm so freaking good," and I don't think you replied to it, so I guess it didn't go through.
Yeah, or either it went through super late and I just didn't respond because
Yeah,
it was like and then it was like 2 days later or something.
I don't know. I just thought it was great. I can't believe I mean, like, I guess I can believe that I was right. Nice, but I was just surprised because, like, yeah, I've never heard of this dude, and sure enough, Eminem signed him. It's like, why did M sign this guy? Like, this guy sucks. But whatever. Forgot what we were talking about. I'm sorry. Oh yeah, you said people he wants to do a song with. So yeah, there's a lot of people I wanted to do songs with, and he's always doing songs with these garbage ass fools.
See, yeah, I don't know. That's why we should get on to other things. But yeah, it'd be really cool to do it just because I think my list would be very different from your list.
Nah,
No, it would be. I know it would because it's
Miley
it's not even gonna be.
Cyrus.
It's not even.
I could give you my list right now.
You want him to do one with Miley Cyrus?
Miley Cyrus, the Biebs,
Not
Ariana,
now, dude. Not now. Let's get on to other subjects.
Biebs, Ariana, NSYNC,
I don't think you heard me.
Nickelback. Boom.
NSYNC and Nickelback.
No doubt, no doubt, no doubt.
Oh man, Nickelback. That would be the most lit concert ever, dude.
Be bangers, dude. Like honestly, I don't think there's ever been so many white people in one spot than an Eminem Nickelback concert. It'd be like I think sunscreen would sell out if it was outdoors. So there's so many things here. I have so many notes. So I saw an ESPN highlight. Well, first off, shout out to the Astros winning 23-2 against the Orioles like a year ago because they play baseball every day. So they've had like 20 games since then. But what?
Baseball's just so stupid.
Yeah, it's pretty lit though. Like I'm kind of into it now. But
I would watch like almost every game if there was like 30 games or something. Like if every game meant something, I would definitely watch it. That's why I watch every like football game, because I'm like every game means something.
Yeah, but like not really, you know.
No, I don't know.
Oh, okay. But okay, so real quick, I was talking to this guy at the football game tonight. Like, what do you like? If you were Kyler Murray, what would you have done in terms of baseball or football?
Baseball.
Right, right, all the
Well,
way, right?
yeah, I would have definitely. Well, I mean, like the thing about it is, like,
Like you'd rather play football because it's cooler,
yeah, it's
but
cooler
like
and it's probably way more
in
fun.
terms of logic though, it's baseball.
Yeah, go to the safer thing that you're going to get paid way more money to do. But the
Yeah,
problem with that is, well, like the thing about that is it's not. Baseball is definitely safer, but it's not like it's that much. Like it's getting closer, you know, especially because he's a quarterback. Like there's so many rules now about like just protecting his health and everything, to where like it's a little bit closer. But even so, and you'd get paid less in baseball up front than in football, but you'd still get paid way more in baseball if you prove yourself after that first like year or two.
yeah, and I think this guy was telling me at the football field, if you stay on like the same team or if you stay in the MLB for like 50 days, you already qualify for like their pension or something. And he
Right.
said in the NBA and the NFL, it takes like way longer to like qualify for that. So I don't know. It just seems like baseball is the way to go all the way. And I feel like I would have more fun playing baseball just because they do like a lot of sitting around and like dicking around, talking, spitting, and drinking Gatorade and shit. And I don't know. It just seems like really chill. Like granted, it's very boring, but I don't know.
And that's the thing is he'd be a pitcher, so he'd only play like every third game.
Yeah, dude, like that seems like the life, but I don't know. I don't know if he like maybe he's thinking about doing both. He's like playing the NFL, get that rookie money, get the endorsement money, see what happens, and if it doesn't work out, like go play baseball, like kind of like Tim Tebow did, but be successful at it, and like make more money, and that'd be dope.
Yeah, that would be insane, honestly. And like another thing to factor in is like he's a good sized pitcher, but he's like a terribly sized quarterback. Like he's
It's pretty
pretty
small.
small for a quarterback. So like I don't see how. I'm not saying he's going to be a bust or anything, but like it's going to be harder for him to be successful.
Yeah. Well, it's a good segue into my next 2 points about ESPN. So I've been watching a lot of ESPN at night. There's a highlight of a WNBA player. She dunked. She threw down a one-handed jam that was very moving, and it was apparently the second dunk of her career, and it is the 19th dunk in league history. So, out of all the dunks in the history of the WNBA, there's been 19, and she's got 2 of them. So, like, she has,
she's got like 10% of the dunks.
yeah, like, so I don't know. I thought that was hilarious. It's like, bro, like, where are the tall girls at? Like, why aren't they dunking? Like, how come girls aren't taking, like, jumping classes? Like, I see 30 different advertisements for, like, jumping supplements and videos on YouTube. But, anyway, I don't know. I just thought that was, like, a really funny stat. They, like, mentioned it there, like, 19th dunk in league history. It's like, I would not be bragging about that.
See, I bet they were like kind of joking about it too. Like, I bet they were kind of, it was sort of lackadaisical about the whole thing. And I'm just like, that must suck that like your sport is a joke to even the announcers.
Yeah. DD mega doo doo. And so back to Kyler Murray though. The thing that's on ESPN that's been pissing me off is I hate their preseason highlights. Like, it is driving me nuts because, like, they'll literally be like, and Kyler Murray and the Cardinals take on somebody else, and Kyler Murray throws 4 passes and gains 40 yards, and Cardinals scored a touchdown, final score 36-24. It's like, so the starting lineup had 1 touchdown. Like, what about the other 5 touchdowns that were scored? Like, I don't care if it's second string, man. Like, this is fucking Sports Center. Like, show me the highlights.
Wait,
Like, I want to.
what are you switching this over for? You're probably
Yeah,
hurting for content. Like, why not?
yeah. Like, why not? Like, why are you showing me Kyler Murray throw for 1 first down versus 5 touchdowns worth of action. Like, I don't. It makes no sense to me. Like, I know it's preseason. I know it doesn't matter, and I know it's like mostly guys that nobody knows. But like, it's still sports and it's still professional. Like, I want to see some tackles. I want to see some touchdowns. I don't want to see these rookie quarterbacks and like Lamar Jackson and whoever throw for a first down. Like, show me the whole game. Like, it makes no sense.
Yeah, let the other people shine that are probably never going to be on SportsCenter again. You know, like why not give them some limelight?
Yeah, like if I'm watching Little League softball highlights, they show me the whole game. Like, why do I only watch the fucking first round draft picks of preseason? Like, why can't I watch the whole game? Like, you have to cover an hour and there's nothing happening. Like, I don't know, it just pisses me off. Because, like, literally, they only show the starters, they only show the big name people and, whoever, and, like, all of them play literally one drive, and then they'll be, like, final score, and it's multiple touchdowns. It's, like, so stupid. So, yeah, I hate that.
I mean, yeah, that sucks. I hate. Let's see. Is it? Yeah, dude. Sometimes ESPN does that with the NBA too, because they'll show like the last play of the game of like an NBA game, and I'm like, there was no like sick dunks or steals or almost fights or whatever throughout the entirety of the game. You showed me the last play.
Yeah.
I hate that so much.
Yeah, that's why everyone's like, well, the last 2 minutes of a basketball game are all that matters. It's like, well, that's because that's what ESPN tells you. Like, yeah, like, not that it's not true, but there's some exciting stuff that happens before that. Like, I mean, sometimes the best highlights will be in the first quarter because nobody's playing defense yet.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
A fast break or something.
Yeah, like a lot of the top 10 plays, like on NBA TV, like, so not ESPN, right? Like, it's only NBA content. A lot of those top 10 plays, man, they happen in the first quarter because it's like some sick-ass alley-oop while everybody's got fresh legs and nobody's playing defense yet. Mm-hmm. Like, but ESPN's like, oh, here's the last fadeaway jumper that at the end of the game, like, it was a great game. You get 2 jump shots from it. Hope you liked it. Like, I don't know, man. ESPN's kind of like CNN now. They're just kind of like dicks, It's like there's like an agenda. Actually, yeah, you're gonna get me into my next point because I have another thing I hate about ESPN. They like interviewed Carson Wentz, and like it's just like a triggered interview, and like that's why I kind of like YouTube and like some of these channels that we watch, man, because it's people like us that just ask real questions. Like, they have real conversations. Like, this ESPN shit's all triggered, it's all loaded. They're literally trying to get Carson Wentz to say something fucked up about Nick Foles, or they're trying to like make him second guess himself or admit that he's like injury prone or like whatever. Like, every single question was either about Nick Foles or Carson Wentz being injured all the time, or Carson Wentz being injured all the time without Nick Foles. And every question he's just like, yeah, man, we're just going to try to play football. Nick's a hell of a player. We actually still text each other. I know you guys are trying to make it sound like we hate each other and that we used to fight, but like, we were friends. We were just like, go Eagles all the time. Like, and so I'm really happy for him. And he's like, well, hopefully, week 10 he took over, and I know this year you're really hoping you make it through week 10. How do you feel about that? He goes, oh, yeah, I got a nutritionist. I've been eating different. And they're like, well, is that really going to help your knees and your ankles since you seem to break one every fucking year? And he's like, yeah, I've been working out. It's go Eagles, and I believe in God, and I'm really happy for Nick and Jacksonville. I don't know. Do you get where I'm going with this?
Yeah, it actually really helps out because, the personal trainer, he's located right next to your mom's house, so I can just, swing over there after I get done waking up. Like, I just wish he'd say something like that. I don't know. I wish, like, he would be somewhere between Carson Wentz and, like, Russell Westbrook, because I think Westbrook is, like, too much of an asshole, but I really wish he would just be like, they ask him, yeah, so you and Nick Foles, like, I guess you don't have that guy like looking over your shoulder anymore, and he just was like, yeah, I guess not. Like, it just has the most basic response ever, just like the most the Greg Popovich, like, he should be like that.
Yeah, he has to, man. He has to call these people out because they like treat this interviewer like he's some great guy, and he's like just asking all these loaded questions, and he's like smiling and laughing through the whole thing. and like every question revolved around Carson Wentz's injuries and whether or not he had a beef with Nick Foles, basically winning them the Super Bowl and the Super Bowl MVP, and them fighting for starting position and just whatever. And like, why can't it always has to be dramatic? Like there always has to be some kind of drama. And this is sports. Like why can't they just talk? Why can't they just be like talk about sports or just be like, hey man, like, oh, you got a nutritionist? Like, sweet. Like, oh, and you're dating her too? Like, how's the sex, man? Like, what's going on? Like, you ready for the season? Like it always has to be like just some over the top bullshit, and every player has to like. I feel like they just tell them at this point. I feel like there's like a class that's just like, hey, the media is going to ask you stupid questions every day to try to piss you off, and you just have to smile and either thank the team or thank your parents or thank God or thank your teammates. Just pick somebody and go, yep, no, I keep it together, thanks to my teammates. Yep, chemistry. Yep. Sports are sports. Coaches, highlights, and plays. Yep. I don't know. ESPN's getting out of hand, I guess, is the point of all of this.
Yeah, I think you're on the money with that one. You anything else to say sports-wise?
Yeah, honestly, I'm getting pretty sick of the Cowboys, and I'm like a moderate Cowboys fan. Like, they're my second favorite team behind the Texans. And I think it's just because they're in Texas. I don't care about football that much, and they're in different divisions.
Okay.
So basically, yeah, the Cowboys are my number 2 team, but like I am so sick of them. I hate Jerry Jones. Like I don't know, like Jerry Jones, as to me, reminds me of Mr. Peter Schmidt. Like he's got the cure for AIDS and cancer locked in a safe, and he's gonna live forever. And I'm just sick of him. I hate Jerry Jones. I hate the Cowboys, and like just everything that they do is in the news. They're on TV every day, and they haven't been good in forever. Like even when they're good, they don't win. So it's like it's just exhausting.
I don't really get it either
They're
because
like
it's not. They don't
they're
even
they're
have.
they're they're
They
the
don't even
Lakers
have
of the
prima donnas
NFL.
there anymore either.
Yeah, not really. They're just a good football team. But like Jerry Jones and the media
I
just
guess he's a prima
ruin.
donna.
Jerry Jones and the media just ruined them. And so I'm sick of them, and then I'm laughing at the fact that Dak Prescott's asking for $40 million because, like, yeah, he had a nice rookie year. Sophomore year was kind of whatever, and both years the Cowboys didn't come close to winning the Super Bowl. So, like, I don't know where he gets off thinking he's worth that much money when, like, all these other quarterbacks that are better than him and have better results than him are getting paid like $30 million. So, I just thought all of that was very interesting.
That's pretty wild. I did not know that.
Yeah, he was requesting 40 mil apparently. The other thing sports related on ESPN, they're talking about UFC, about Nate Diaz coming back, and Nate Diaz has been an active marijuana supporter, and he's gotten in a lot of trouble from the UFC and Dana White for frequently smoking weed and either failing or like using some kind of fake method to pass a drug test.
Yeah.
And he's coming back, and he's at like a UFC sponsored workout or weigh-in, and he just like lights up a joint. And so he just like doesn't care at all, obviously. And it was even more impressive than that is the fact that ESPN like aired it. Like on ESPN, I could just watch some guy like smoke a joint as if it's like a stoner movie. And I was like, wow, like I can't believe this is like the time we live in now. Like you're seeing drugs on the news technically. Um and then they claimed, like apparently Nate Diaz claimed, or some source claimed that later reported on ESPN that it was a CBD joint, and I was like, oh, I bet that's why they were showing it, because if it was THC, they probably would have blurred it out or not shown it or whatever. But they're like, oh, it's CBD, so we can get away with showing it. I don't know, but I just thought I thought the way they reported it was really annoying, and I just thought it was interesting that I saw somebody smoking weed on ESPN.
I did not know that. That's freaking wild. Wow, that's crazy. He's like one of the biggest people in the UFC, as far as I know.
Yeah, no, he's a big deal. I mean, I think him and I don't follow the UFC enough, so I'm sure.
Him and McGregor have fought 3 times.
Oh, they fought 3 times. What's the series total?
I
2-1.
think
Yeah.
yeah, I think Nate's won twice. I know they've each won once, but I think Nate won the third one.
Okay. See, there you go. So, and he's beat some other big time names, and he's coming back. He's got a fight coming up against some guy, and it's his first fight in like over 1,000 days. It's been like a really long time since he's fought, and I think he's actually no, I don't think he is favored. I want to say he was favored, but I always get confused on reading those Vegas bet lines. But do you have anything else? Because I still have a few.
God. Well, honestly, on the subject of, I guess UFC and like subscription and stuff like that, I don't know if you saw, but there's going to be a deal where for the Disney streaming service, Hulu Plus, and ESPN Plus, you get it for $13 a month.
Get all three:
Yeah,
Disney, Hulu, and what?
ESPN.
Yeah, I'm getting that.
Oh, okay, I was wondering what you were thinking about that.
Yeah, because I've been debating on ESPN Plus since it came out.
What are the perks of ESPN Plus?
So they have all of their 30 for 30s on there.
Okay.
They have Kobe Bryant show on there. They have
that.
other. I'm sorry. You said what?
I don't like that.
Oh, okay. I mean, yeah, no, I feel you. I've heard it's boring, but they have other original shows on there, and I think they changed it to where you have to have ESPN Plus to like stream live sports now.
Okay, that's a huge
like,
deal then.
Yeah, like you used to be able to just stream live sports on the ESPN app, and I think they've made it now to where you can only just check stuff on the ESPN app, and in order to like watch like live coverage of stuff, you have to have ESPN Plus, I believe.
Okay, well, dope. I'm definitely getting that then because I'm obviously not going to have any cable, so I'm just going to be doing everything through the internet, and I'm like, I don't know if there's a ESPN app on the PS4, but I don't know.
There is.
There is?
Yeah.
Okay, well then that's great, so I can watch like all the Monday Night Football and I guess all the primetime NBA games.
Yeah, so you can watch that on your PlayStation, iPad, phone, all that good stuff with ESPN Plus, or at least you should be able to. And I used to do it on my phone, and I think once they added ESPN Plus, you couldn't do it anymore. So I think that's how it works. And yeah, all of the 30 for 30s on there. There's a bunch that that are good that you just haven't seen because you didn't catch them on ESPN when they aired, and they didn't put them on Netflix, or you didn't catch them on Netflix. So yeah, there's a lot of good stuff there too.
Well, yeah, I'm definitely gonna get that then.
Yeah, and I think they have another like original show or two that looks interesting. I'm not for sure though. And I think they have ESPN Classic archives. Like I think they have archives so you can watch like classic games and stuff, I think.
That'd be dope.
Yeah, I always want to go back and watch some of the most epic games of history. Like just in almost of any sport or fight. Like if it's like epic and like you always hear about it, I want to see it.
I agree. Yeah, I always wanted to watch. I don't know. For some reason, I always wanted to watch like the entirety of the like Muhammad Ali and like Frazier fight.
Yep.
I don't know why.
Definitely, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, I always want to watch that one. And then there's like I want to see like more Bird and like Magic games, honestly. And just
I do as well.
And more Jordan stuff too, because I've never really watched anything outside of the championship, like Bulls, like whatever, produced DVDs.
Yeah, exactly. I would love to see like full games and just like classic regular season games where he just like maybe wasn't on and like somebody talked trash to him and he like willed him back in the fourth quarter and just I don't know, just stuff he did like on the grind. But yeah, since we've been dealing with poor internet connection, I don't know if you've seen that.
That'll be fine.
Okay, so
just buff out those scratches.
Buff out those scratches. But yeah, some of those classic games, and then kind of switching gears here, unless you have something else to say about sports.
Not really.
All right, great. So, Angel Has Fallen. I don't know if you've seen previews for that, but the third Gerard Butler movie, and Morgan Freeman's in all three of them as well.
Yep.
Revolving around Mike Bannon or whatever his name is, Secret Service agent. How do you feel about this? What are some of your thoughts?
I've seen the first two.
Same.
The first one is pretty good. Pretty good movie. The second one is pretty generic, pretty forgettable.
Yeah, a lot of good, good action, good violence, but yeah, very generic, very forgettable. Yes.
As a general rule of thumb, most movies that come out in late August through September, and then like all of January and early February are usually garbage. So I feel like this movie is probably garbage because it doesn't look good. They're putting it out in August. I don't think Gerard Butler's been in a good movie in a minute.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
And it just seems like, I don't know, it seems like a cash grab, and it just seems like, I don't know, it doesn't really, it just seems generic again. I don't see anything, I see literally nothing new in the trailer for it. It's just like,
Yeah.
I've been set up. Who did it? Like, I don't know, but I'm gonna kill him. Don't worry, stay where you are. I'm coming for you. Oh man, the president's been shot. Oh, we think it's you for no reason that makes any sense. Like, it's just so generic. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's awful. Uh, Gosh, dude, the internet's pissing me off. But yeah, it's been a while since he's done something good, and this movie to me just stinks of like the Taken series. Like we didn't need the second or the third one of the
No.
Taken series. We don't need the second or the third one of this series, and each one just gets more of a stretch than the last one, and it's just like, why, man?
There's gotta be a balance between not doing a sequel to I mean you always I don't know you always say like movies like Training Day, like there's not really a way you could do a sequel to it, but you wish they would have done it because of all the Denzel movies.
Mm-hmm.
And they gotta strike a balance between that and doing the Taken thing where it's just tired and worn out, or doing the Zombieland thing where they supposedly wait for the right script and it's 10 years later or whatever. Like, you got to be able to write. Like, I understand you make a lot of money on a movie and you want to just do the safe thing and make a sequel, but like maybe take some time and find a good like direction to throw it in, but don't take 10 years to do it, because usually when you wait a long ass time to come out with a sequel, it never really delivers.
It normally doesn't, dude, and they just keep doing that shit.
I mean,
And
it's just
I'm looking up his profile. He's done a lot of movies, bro. He stays pretty active.
who Gerard Butler.
Um,
That's not good because I would have sworn up and down he hasn't done a movie since the last whatever London Has Fallen.
no, he did. I'm looking at his IMDb, and apparently he was in the most recent How to Train Your Dragon. He's in this movie called Hunter Killer, which has average ratings. He was in a movie called The Vanishing, which has slightly better ratings. And I'm not going to bother going through all the details of the actors and stuff, but he has like decent cast movies. Like he's got another actor or two in there with him that I already know. Like he had Gary Oldman in one of these movies that I just named.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's got another one called Den of Thieves, which I've seen on Plex. Like I'm probably going to watch it at some point because it's an action crime drama, but it's like 2 hours and 20 minutes long. So I don't know. It's got like somewhat decent to average ratings, and then he's done Geostorm, A Family Man, and that's Family Man's 2016, and now we're at London Has Fallen 2016, and they did a previous movie in 2016. So he stays pretty active.
So I don't know, on the subject of movies, like what do you think about this Good Boys movie coming out?
Yeah, I'm glad you said something. So I've been watching it. I'm getting really tired of their advertisements as well.
Yeah.
I'm getting tired of the Seth Rogen going, "Oh, you can't see Good Boys even though you're in the movie." It's like, how did y'all shoot the movie and have them do all this fucked up stuff and then like them not know what they're doing? Like I don't know, just not, a lot of it doesn't really make sense. But it looks pretty funny. I'm hoping it's going to be the comedy that I've been looking for. I'm kind of hoping, like, even if I don't love it, I'm kind of hoping it's like the next Super Bad. Like it'll grow on me, or
It'll be a classic, I guess, something you watch more than once, maybe more.
yeah, yeah, maybe like the next Role Models or something. Like I don't know, just something that's funny that I'm willing to watch more than once. Like I'm hoping it's not like This Is the End, where like it's funny, but like yeah, I don't ever want to watch it again. Like I don't know, I was kind of disappointed by This Is the End.
Oh, I definitely was. I was disappointed from the minute the plot started going somewhere.
Yeah,
Because I just thought it was I thought it was a lame way to take it, and I don't know. I just thought like they had this, like they started out with this party of like all these celebrities, And
There's
there's
like
just so much
Entourage.
potential there. There was so much potential there. And they pretty much kill them all off, or they take them all over the place, or they all run away, and then it just comes down to like a movie that basically takes place in one room, and it's like, come on.
Yeah.
But honestly, like I would be excited for it, except for I wish that Seth Rogen wasn't involved because I'm super tired of him.
But he's not in the movie.
I don't care. I'm tired of him. I don't want to.
See, that's the thing, though. I think I understand that you're tired of him. I agree with you. But at the same time, like, he's a funny guy. Like, his old movies
Is
are
he?
funny.
Okay, there you
Yes.
go.
His old movies are funny. And so now, and like, you're just tired of him and his face and his voice. But like, since he's
And his
like making
obsession
them,
with smoking weed.
yeah, no doubt. And so since he's like writing the movie and like doing the behind the scenes stuff, maybe it'll be like really funny because he's not going to be in it. You know, it's just going to be
But
the shit.
yeah, but it'll be his ideas.
Yeah, and he's probably got good ideas. You're just tired of hearing them coming out of his big stupid face.
I don't think he has. I haven't really liked any of his ideas. Is like my thing because they did This Is the End. Like he worked
Yeah,
on This
no,
Is the End with them.
yeah, and I know you're a big Seth Rogen fan, and this is tough for you, but I don't know. I'm just kidding. And actually, that's the thing. It doesn't even say he's a writer, so I feel like he's just a producer. I feel like he's nothing. But
Okay, if
the
he's
mo-
nothing, then yeah. But I don't know. I don't know. I'm just tired of him. Like I'm tired of him in almost every sense of the world. Like I had to watch Lion King with him. I was honestly shocked that Pumbaa didn't light up a joint. Like didn't grab like four bugs and like roll them into a leaf and light it up. I was
that would have
honestly
been
shocked that didn't happen. I mean,
that
he plays an animated sausage, and the animated sausage smokes. Like God, oh,
dude. That's so dope, though. Like it would have been really funny, honestly. It probably would have been better. You probably would have liked it better if Pumbaa would have lit up a joint. Okay, so Evan Goldberg, who is a frequent co-producer, co-writer with Seth Rogen, and Jonah Hill and Seth Rogen are all listed as like producers, basically on the movie.
hmm
Which I don't even know what that means anymore because there's so many people that don't have pictures that are also listed on producers. There's like 11 producers on here, and there are three of them.
Well, I mean, it's like, yeah, I mean, yeah, producer can mean literally anything because, Christopher Nolan is all over Batman versus Superman, but I guarantee he probably didn't even see the movie.
Yeah, if he would have been like, "Yo, take my name off of this dump. Like, don't even associate my name with this." That movie sucks so much ass. Okay, so that's the thing that annoys me is when it, so it annoys in like comic book movies do this and movies in general do this where they'll and like Cinema Sins will point it out, but basically they'll like either show you or explain or like skip over a storyline. Like there's some kind of storyline within the movie that you're watching and you're like, yo, that storyline seems way better than the storyline that you guys are deciding to tell us. Like the storyline that you're hinting at sounds way better than the movie we're watching right now. And to me, Batman vs Superman does that when they're like showing you that stupid like Robin's uniform or whatever with the Joker's writing on it, and like people like me don't know what the fuck that means,
Yeah.
and all these DC comic book fans are cumming their pants, going, "Oh my god, that's like where like Robin dies from the Joker," and like in comic book 467 or whatever, and like. And then, like, you watch the rest of the crappy movie, and you're like, "Yeah, why don't we see the story where the Joker kills Robin? Like, that sounds like a way better movie
Well,
than
they
what we
do it.
just watched."
They do it like 10 times in that movie. They do it where like with that scene. They do it with when he
Do what?
has where they allude to things that are more interesting than what's actually going on. Like
There you go. That
when
movie's
they're
a
in the
prime example. Then
when they're in the desert and he's like in a post-apocalyptic world, and he like I don't know if you remember that scene, but like
yeah,
Superman lasers everybody and he's like super evil, and it's like this is awesome. Like why is this not the 2 hours and 30 minutes?
Yeah, dude, and like a lot of movies do that, and that movie did it a lot. So yeah, it's not ideal, and I just can't stand when they do that. And CinemaSins will like point it out a lot. They'll be like, "Yeah, this storyline seems way better than like what we're doing here."
Yeah. Back to the Good Boys though, but I hope it's good. Like I don't know, that's just the vibe I got from it. Is just like I'm like this movie could be really great. I just hope it's I don't know. I just hope it's a funny movie that isn't really I guess bogged down with a lot of the tropes that is known for anything that Seth Rogen is involved in. I guess
Oh gosh, Reagan, you're so hard to please.
if coming from you, that says a lot.
Yeah, no doubt.
No doubt, no
That
doubt.
shows that you need to change your ways. But yeah, it's already
Everybody needs
got
to get
decent.
better, you know? How about
Yeah, no
that?
doubt, no doubt, no doubt, no doubt. So, valid point, valid point. But yeah, it's got decent ratings so far on IMDb. It's like very sitting in that middle meaty part of the curve. I guess that's another movie that we need to go see and review here coming up on the decent show.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, it comes out like next week.
I think
So.
it comes out today, bro.
Oh, does it? Who gives a
Yeah.
shit?
Well, how do you feel about the movie though? Like, do you care about it?
Well, I'm going in with an open mind, so I think I'll be
Yeah,
alright.
yeah.
Anyway, yeah, definitely need to see that movie. I do want to give a shout out how I was talking about that like DC movie that was random and looked terrible, The Kitchen. It's
Hmm.
apparently absolute garbage. So
Yeah, I saw that. So I guess I'm not going to see that anymore. But like, I still want to see it. I want to see how bad it is.
I want to see this other movie that's like I watched this video on like the best movies of the year because I was like it was like the top 10 best movies of the year and I was like 10? You can name 10? Like I was like blown away. And a lot of them are ones I either hadn't heard of or I kind of just forgot about. Like there was obviously Spider-Man was in there, Avengers was in there. I forgot about Rocket Man. I never saw it, but I'm like, yeah, that's probably one of those movies. Aladdin, John Wick, and I was like, oh yeah, there's actually been some decent movies. There's just been a lot of garbage too. Um, they had Godzilla in there for whatever reason, and I was like,
Ass, dude.
I don't think so, but all right, thanks for playing.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I really didn't like that. This like I've heard a lot about this movie, and it's got like amazing ratings. Like people say it's the best movie of the year. It's Booksmart,
Oh yeah.
and
I-
it's supposed to be like a comedy, but like I watched the trailer for it and I didn't think it was funny at all.
It's a depressing comedy. You have
But
to like.
I really want to see it though, just because I want to have a valid opinion on it and probably not like it. But I feel like I don't know. Like, everyone's just saying like it's so good. I want to see it just because I feel like it's either really going to be really good or I'm going to have a lot to say about it. You know.
Yeah, like honestly, like truthfully, probably ass water. It's probably like some depressing comedy that the critics like, and everyone else is like, "Yo, okay," or like I don't know, maybe five people saw it, but it does have amazing ratings, and it's a rated R comedy. On the eve of their high school graduation, two academic superstars and best friends realize they should have worked less and played more. Determined not to fall short of their peers, the girls try to cram 4 years of fun into one night. Okay,
That
so
doesn't sound
potentially.
bad.
It doesn't sound bad. And actually, I just pooped on this movie. I don't know, just to be funny, but I remember seeing the trailer for it, and I was like, actually, that looks kind of interesting. And it made me go look it up, and I was like, oh, it's listed as a comedy only. I was like, it's even more interesting now. Like, I kind of want to see it. And I feel like it came and went pretty quickly in theaters. I don't know if that's just me or if I was busy at the time, but I feel like it was not in theaters very long. I don't think I ever got the opportunity to even check, like for tickets. Like it was just gone.
No, I think you're right.
Yeah. So I'll have to try to get it on Plex. And what was the other movie that you said before Booksmart?
The Kitchen.
Yeah, but what were we talking about before that or after that?
Godzilla, Me and Poop.
Uh-huh.
Top
Well,
10
what's it?
movies.
Yeah, top 10 movies. What were some of the other top 10 movies that came out this year?
Spider-Man, Avengers, Toy Story,
You had already said it.
John Wick, Rocket Man.
Rocket Man, thank you.
Did you ever see that?
No, that's why I want to. I'm trying to put it together so I can email this guy and tell him to get Rocket Man, and then whatever movie I just looked up that I already forgot, Booksmart. Okay. Oh, it's so hard.
Oh man. Yeah, that's all I got.
In terms of subjects,
Yeah, I've talked about everything I wanted to talk
I was
about.
trying to send an email here, and now you're gonna make me pull up my notes again. I still got like 10 more here, so
Oh Lord.
I'm just. Well, I mean, you need to chime in, bro. You need to give your thoughts and opinions and feelings. All right, so let's see. Okay, so just to finish up the Good Boys thing really quick, I just thought the trailer, like the most recent trailer I saw for it, like the trailers have been very obscure and very annoying, and like most of them you can tell like don't have to deal with the movie. That's like Seth Rogen talking to the kids,
Mm-hmm.
and like I'm fine with that. And then like the most recent trailer I saw, I feel like it showed the whole movie. Like I feel like it showed every funny part in the movie, and I was like, dude, what the fuck? Like where did this come from? Like the movie just dropped today. Do you have to show the whole thing today? Like I'm still trying to go see it, so that kind of uh, made me upset.
Glad I didn't see that.
And then I guess we're gonna do movie reviews later, but I've been watching a bunch of these Batman movies and DC movies, and they're actually pretty good. But I watched Son of Batman pretty recently, and Deathstroke is like the villain in that one, and his name is Slade Wilson. Is that right?
Slade Wilson.
So there's Slade Wilson and Wade Wilson.
Yep.
Deadpool.
Deadpool is purposely named that because he's supposed to be a copy and like a make fun of Deathstroke.
Under Marvel.
Yeah.
Okay, that's weird.
Because he's all about breaking the fourth wall and being, an asshole and all that.
And then, have you seen the trailer for Ready or Not? It's that like thriller, horror, killer hide and seek movie.
With Margot Robbie?
No.
Oh, I don't know.
Wait, actually, maybe it is. I guess she does look like Margot Robbie.
Or whatever. Yeah, I've seen it.
Doesn't it look like fucking crazy and stupid at the same time?
It's like Clue the game, I'm sorry, Clue the movie.
Oh, it's already got decent ratings. Bride's wedding night takes a sinister turn when her eccentric in-laws force her to take part in a terrifying game. And it's like, why would he ever? And like the whole thing is just based on him taking. It's not Margot Robbie, but she's like an uglier, like C- version of Margot Robbie.
It's great like, with that great value Brendan Fraser.
Yes, dude, she's great value Margot Robbie, no doubt. So, but he like takes her back to meet his family, and he knows they're gonna play the game and try to kill her. So it's like, why even take her back if you really want to marry her? Just like skip taking her to your stupid, crazy family. And then the other thing too is like in the trailer, he's like, "Well, you wanted to get married," so it's like, dude, your family is literally trying to kill you guys, and you're blaming her for wanting to get married. Like, I don't know. I didn't think it was very gender fluid, and it just looks really intense and really stupid because I don't know how I feel about it. And it's got decent ratings. I kind of want to see it.
No doubt. I don't know how I'm going to see any movies, but yeah, I'd see it.
Yeah, you guys don't get movies out there in Brady, huh? They're like still in the 80s.
One theater, one screen, one showing on Friday and Saturday.
What is that? What's that movie right now? Is it Shops?
No, it's that's neither of their names. It's The Lion King.
Oh, barf, dude. No wonder that movie's only open Friday, Saturday. They can't get any dumb fucks to go to the showing. You gotta trick tourists on the weekend.
Yeah, tourists.
Yeah, tourists. People passing through.
Great news, honey. I got us a timeshare in Brady, Texas. Really lucked out.
Oh, dude, I still got some good stuff here. Okay, so this is something I feel like you can pitch in on. Honestly, I hate the gym mirror because there'll be sometimes I feel like it's a funhouse mirror, dude, and I feel like we've probably talked about this. I don't know if we've done it on air or off air, but there'll be some days I look in the gym mirror and I'm like, yo, dude, I'm fucking yoked, bro. Like, I'm thin and ripped and like I'm like a sex magnet out here. And then there are other days I look in the mirror and I'm like a muscleless pussy. You know what I mean? Like I have like, it's not like I have fat or anything, but I have like just skin. You know what I mean? It's just sitting there. It's not doing anything. And like there's other people like walking around with like their beer guts and their massive biceps, and I'm just like, what the fuck? But I don't know. I just hate gym mirrors. But you're super ripped, so I guess you're probably pretty indifferent on the gym mirror.
It's all about if there's lighting, if there's if there's very little light above you, you look great. But any other thing, you're gonna look worse.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Because I've seen myself. I think like in my bathroom, like that mirror is like super big, and if I only turn on one of the lights, I look way better than if I turn on both of the lights. So yeah, no, definitely have sex in the dark. I guess that's the takeaway there.
Yeah, I think that's probably the takeaway of our just show in general, honestly.
Yeah, like no doubt.
No doubt, no doubt.
And walk in pairs. But
And drink White Claw.
yeah, no laws when you're with claws. No doubt. So yeah, I hate the gym mirror. And then I did a group interview recently. I don't know if I've told you about that.
That's weird.
Yeah, have you ever done a group interview?
Mm-mm.
Well, let me tell you this. It's really dumb and it's a really big waste of time. So,
dang it. I missed out.
So I showed up for this interview for a media company that owns a bunch of like big Houston radio stations, and it's like a crappy entry level job that really requires no education. But like it's a foot in the door. It's really like the only way I can get in because most of the positions above that require more experience than I have.
Mm.
And so, apply for the job, get the interview, and she's like, yeah, pick an interview time. These are the options. And like you could tell by the email, like she sent it to a lot of people, and I'm like, what if I pick the same time as somebody else? I was like, yeah, give me Thursday at 1, because it was either Thursday at 1, Thursday at 2, or Thursday at 3. So I was like, well, what if somebody else picks Thursday at 1? And so, I just picked Thursday at 1, and I show up, and there's like 10 or 15 people like sitting in the hallway. And I was like, oh, great. I was like, this doesn't look good. I was like, I'm going to be here all day. Because I just assumed they're going to interview us one at a time. And, 10 or 15 minutes go by. Like, the interview is supposed to be at 1. It's like 1:10, 1:15. And finally the chick comes by. She goes, okay, guys, come this way. And we like go into this big conference room. And she's like, okay, so surprise. We're doing a group interview. Who's done this before? And, like, I think one person raised their hand. She goes, yeah, so we're just all going to be together and you're just going to hear every answer that everybody says, and you're all just going to be really nervous and sound stupid in front of each other, and it's going to be great. And like, dude, everybody's dressed to the nines. Like, these chicks are wearing like pounds of makeup. Like, I don't know how it wasn't like weighing their face down, but like just so much makeup. And then like I'm wearing like dress shirt and slacks, and so is a couple of the other dudes, and there's like one guy in like a Nike workout shirt and jeans, and I'm like, yeah, this guy's gonna get the job. And sure enough, I bet he did. I bet he fucking did. I hate that guy, but and so they're like, it's like these two girls too. Like I feel like I was older than both of them, or we're the same age, and so like it's just so hard to take them serious. And they're like, okay, elevator speeches for everybody, go around the room and like just talk about yourself. And so I had to listen to like 11 people stutter over how great and smart they are, and it was all I couldn't look anybody in the face. Like it was so embarrassing. Like it was so uncomfortable, dude, just to hear everybody be like, yeah, I was at Texas A&M and I worked for the Houston Magazine. I did an internship. I used to put the lids on the coffee and like carry the magazine down the hall. And so it was like, this is like my field. Like I'm really into media. And then like the next he's like, yeah, I'm Ricky. I like sports.
Rick.
Yeah.
It's short for Ricky.
Pretty much, dude. He's like, yeah, I'm Rick. He's Like I like sports. I like the ball, and I like when they score, and I really want to work here. Yeah, and so like literally, it just sucked all of my excitement and all of my energy to where I was just like, yeah, I'm Ryan. I went to fucking school, and I worked on the school radio, and I worked internships at radio, and I worked for the hockey team, and I like to go fuck myself at night, and thank you. And they're like, oh yeah, that was really great. and like, it's just awful. And so the real kicker, like the biggest, like I could not believe, they're like, okay, so let's like, what stations do you listen to? Like, name some of the DJs on the stations, name some of the promotions and stuff that, our stations are doing. And like nobody could name anything. Like it was pathetic. And so they were like, well, what do you guys normally like listen to? Like, and they'd be like, Ricky. And Ricky or Rick, whatever you prefer, was like, he's like, oh, I don't really listen to radio. He's like, I have Apple Music, so I like listen to a lot of Apple Music, and I really like that. And I'm just like blown away. I was like, is this guy really that fucking dumb? You're at an interview for a radio station, and you openly admit that you don't listen to radio and that you listen to Apple Music, which is basically like a big fuck you to like, Apple Music is better. Why would I listen to radio? It's like, dude, you're not interviewing for Apple Music. I just cannot believe the sheer stupidity. And then sure enough, they're like, oh, okay. Like, they're just like, yeah, this fucking guy. And they go to the next dude, and they're like, okay, well, what do you listen to? And he goes, oh, well, kind of like the same as him. He's like, well, I have Spotify, and that's what I listen to. And I'm just like, dude, what is going on? I was blown away, like, just how stupid these people were, like, just openly admitting that they don't listen to the station that they're applying for, and that they listen to something else, basically saying that they think that is better. And then, like, some of these chicks, they were, like, asked to expand further on, like, their internships and their experience, and they're just like, yeah, like, I had a lot of responsibilities, and, like, I had a lot of duties, and, like, I had to do stuff. And they're like, okay, well, like, what specifically were you handling? Marketing or, like, promotion? It's like, yeah, like, I had to, like, do stuff for, like marketing and, like, promotions, and I was, like, marketing and promoting things for the magazine because it was, like, my responsibility and my duty. I don't know if I mentioned that. And it's just like an endless loop of saying the same words over and over again, and I'm just like, Jesus Christ, dude! Like, I've just never seen so many people like talking out of their asshole, like not using their mouth or their brain at all. They just like put their butt on the table, and they're like, I'm going to use this hole to talk, and it did not go well.
So when do you hear back?
I already did. I got this interview was like a week or two ago, and I got an email back saying, hey, thanks for coming in and taking time out of your day. We've decided to go in a different direction.
Wow.
And honestly, it's for the best because like all the stuff I'm doing right now seems way better and probably pays better and probably has a future. So
yeah, I went to school, and yeah, man, my name's Ricky, and then they get to you, and you're like, I'm really good at staying positive. Like, just I never let the fact that I'm like sexually inadequate get in the way of me being successful. Like, just say something super awkward like that.
Oh, dude, I wanted to so bad, and I know I ramble on too long about everything, but I forgot to, like, there's like 10 or 12 of us in this room, and they asked a total of 3 questions, and they asked, like, 3 or 4 people, like, this one question, they asked 3 or 4 people this other question, and then they asked 3 or 4 people the third question. So, like, not everybody answered the same questions. Technically, everybody only answered one question, which was different from the other 8 people. And the question that I got asked, along with my other 2 or 3 people, was, how do you feel about working long hours? It's like, what the fuck answer are you supposed to say but yes? Like, is there any other answer? Am I supposed to be like, yeah, fam, like, long hours, like, really aren't my thing. Like, let's keep it 4 to 6 max, huh, boss? Like, I got shit to do. Like, I kind of like
if it's that important, why don't you do it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like, long hours are for, like, the boss. Like, I'm trying to take it easy, Like, I got afternoon naps and shit. Like, what am I supposed to say? But yes, I love working long hours. Like, long hours and, like me being erect, like go together. Like, please let me work longer. You know, like I don't know, it's just so stupid. And then like one of the other questions was like, how do you feel about working with others, or like how do you feel you work with others? Like, are you really going to be like, oh, I don't work well with others. I'm kind of like a soloist. Like, I hate people. Hire me. Like,
Stupid
like what?
questions. Yeah.
Like how do they decide who to hire? Like, I'm assuming they just hire somebody that's like young, dumb, and like actually listens to the station and not Apple Music. But like, dude, I couldn't believe it. Like, this one girl, she was like, "Are you like music?" She's like, "I was a banker, so like my experience isn't relevant, but like, I just love music. I love Spanish music, and I love dancing to music, and just like, it's my passion. I want to open a nightclub, and it's like, this is a radio station. Like, this is the opposite of like nightlife entertainment. Like,
Dude, this is a Wendy's restaurant.
yeah, yeah. Like, this is Long John Silver's, for Christ's sakes. I'm wearing a bathrobe. Like,
Dude, that's oh man. Jordan, it reminds me of like Jordan was telling me one time he applied to work at this like pet adoption place, but like he's business, so he was gonna handle it was like for something on the finance side, and that's basically what they said it was. And then like he got there and he was like all I guess he was all dressed up and he was sitting there in the lobby and they come out there and they're like, yo, like this is where you're gonna be. This is where you're gonna be working. You just need to come in here and make sure the dogs like cages are clean and all that. And he said that he literally just walked out. Like he didn't even say anything. He just walked out of the door.
as soon as he found out the job was cleaning shit out of cages, he left.
He was just like, all right, I don't need this.
Oh, dude, that's ridiculous. In this group interview, they were like, "Hey, this job requires you to work weekends. So if you're not going to work weekends, this isn't the job for you. Like, feel free to walk out now." And I just wanted to be like, I was already so pissed that it was a group interview that like I considered just being that one guy that was just like, "Fuck it." I was like, he's like, "Yeah, fuck weekends," and like walk out and like, and they just have all of them just like shocked and stunned and like, because they've never seen it. Nobody ever walks out, I bet.
That would be incredible.
Yeah, it'd be so great.
I had one where it was like for some sort of consulting is what it said, but it was basically just like going door to door and like trying to sell people on like internet or something. And so like as soon as I got there, and he started telling me about the job, he was like, "Yeah, so basically this is what it's gonna be about. Like it's gonna be." And he like knew I was in engineering. He was like, it's gonna be like engineering a way to like talk to these people and like get money from them. Like I don't know what he said. It was the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Like he just threw the word engineering into a sentence that made no sense.
Dude, salespeople do that, bro. Like anybody
So
sales,
dumb.
they're constantly trying to sell you. So they're like, "Oh, if he's in engineering, I'm gonna somehow relate that to what I want him to do." Like that's what they would do for me. They'd be like, "Ryan, you're gonna be rolling the ball to sales. You're gonna you're gonna mass communicate to a shit ton of people on the phone and try to book their wedding with us."
Yeah, I
You
was
you
just
can
like,
talk to them about bowling. You might talk to bowlers. Like it'll be fun. Like you can relate to them.
I said to
And
the guy, I was like, yeah, dude, like I'm gonna stop you right there. I'm not interested, and I don't want to waste either one of our time. So like, thank you, and I just left.
this is face to face.
Yeah.
What makes you show up to begin with?
Do what?
What makes you show up to begin with?
'Cause it was just down the street, like it was really close, and I had applied online, and it was like a consultant. It said like something like some form of like consulting, and I was like, oh, I don't know, and it seemed to have like a good salary or something like that. So I just applied for it, and then I heard back like almost immediately. I should have been like, well, that's kind of sketchy.
Red flag. Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild.
So I got. This kind of reminds me of Seinfeld, where he's talking about like medicine for the well. He's like, take it before you start seeing symptoms. It's kind of like the opposite of that. But this ad that I keep seeing for Rexulti. It's an add-on for your antidepressant. So if your antidepressant if you're still depressed on your antidepressant, you can add Rexulti that can help curb your depression and continue your progress. Side effects of Rexulti include depression and thoughts of suicide and other awful symptoms. And I just don't understand. Like, so your medicine isn't good enough, so you have an add-on medicine, and the side effects of both of those medicines are more depression, like worsening your symptoms. So like, I don't. It just blows me away, like what the medical field is doing. They're just like, yo, this isn't an antidepressant; it's an add-on, bro. Like this is not protein, bro. This is amino acids. You know, like you want to take them together, and it's just.
Are you thirsty? Here's a bottle of water. Side effects may include cotton mouth.
Yeah,
What?
beautiful. Yeah, beautiful analogy. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, and like the side effects for it are just awful, and most of them involve death or depression, and so it's just like, I don't know. And I keep seeing this commercial, and like the commercial is like all happy and like upbeat music, and like I don't know. I just hate it. And then that's pretty much most of the stuff I have.
Well, we definitely went on a lot of tangents. Definitely covered a lot of subjects. Hopefully, be getting a review here soon. I don't know when I'm going to be in a town that has an actual movie theater, but we'll figure something out.
Yeah, and you know, all you loyal fans, be on the lookout. The show is going to continue to grow and expand. We're going to be adding video and sketches at some point in the near future, hopefully before the end of 2019, because people need to see us. They need to be able to relate to the greatness that we're going to be putting out there.
Well said.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you. And I did want to do a rap review, just because I figured it'd be funny. I've been like trying to listen to all these dudes try to rap, and if it's funny, I'll write it down. That way, I can tell you about it. But I think this guy's so obscure. Even Rap Genius is like, yeah, we don't know this dude. This dude sucks, bro.
Who is
So, his name is YFN Lucci, LUCCI. I'm assuming he's got a new Gangsta Grills mixtape, because apparently that's still a thing. And, apparently Trey Songz is on the chorus, and,
wow.
Yeah, literally right out the gate, verse 1 by, YFN, he goes, "Look, hit it like Michael Trout. And if it's good, I fuck around and eat it like some trout. Yeah." So
Dynamite start.
Yeah, dynamite start. He rhymed trout with trout. Didn't see that coming. And then, like, one, that's hilarious. And two, he's like comparing what he's eating, which is vagina, to fish, you know, and normally people complain about like stinky vaginas and like fishy pussy and stuff like that, and here this guy is he's eating it and comparing it, and I don't know. I just think it's a weird analogy. Like when I was like, yo, this is very uncomfortable. Like this is not good.
That's his style. Not good.
Yeah, not good. And the rest of the song's pretty bad.
Please tell me that's it.
Yeah.
Okay, great. I'm glad you broke down like one line and you're like, and the rest of the song is pretty bad as well. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. Like literally that's the only reason why I wrote it down is because of that line. Because like I zoned out after that. I was like, I don't care what this guy has to say after that. He just rhymed trout with trout. I'm trying to find another line that like sucks. Like they're all bad, but like it's not like, you know, worthy. But okay, so I told her once I put it in, you better not stop. Yeah, with that good head, how you a dropout. So I guess she gives such good oral sex that he can't believe she dropped out of school because her head's on point. He's got that dope dick, apparently. Yeah, none of this rhymes. I can't even read it. Like, it just, none of it rhymes. I don't even know what's happening. In parentheses, it says, I'm gonna kill that pussy. So I don't know what he's doing, man. This guy's in a lot of trouble with what he's got going on here.
I want you to give like a speech to like the UN or something. Like, our kids shouldn't be listening to this music. Now, if you look to your pages here, he talks clearly about how she was able to quote give like just and try to say it as like straight faced as possible. That'd be incredible.
I mean, I could do it, and
I know.
I can't get them to respond to my emails. Um, so last rap review, just because it's quick, it's literally one line that I want to point out, really, and it's a song that I've been bumping for a while, and I've been wanting to have on the rap review for a while, but I've never been able to like really find a bar that I want to share because I really just like the flow of the song, the beat, and all that. But it's called "Floating" by Schoolboy Q and 21 Savage. It's on Schoolboy's most recent album, and I don't know, it bumps really really good in my truck. And but the line that I'm gonna review is kind of funny. It's not like that great of a line. It's by 21 Savage, and he says something about his dick, and I gotta find it.
You don't even have it pulled up now.
I do have it pulled up, so it says right here. Still the same, I'm just a richer me, and he has an ad lib that goes, on God, a washed up bitch don't mean shit to me, nothing. I'm gonna let your best friend nibble me, yeah. You can't do nothing for me unless you leave in hickeys where my dick be, 21. Like, I don't know. It's hilarious. Apparently, you can't do anything for him unless you're leaving hickeys where his dick be. Yeah. I'm Slaughter Gang Savage. Free codes get punched just for trying to kiss me, 2121. So, that's your boy. But yeah, just my favorite line is him saying, leaving hickeys where my dick be. It's my favorite line. And right here on the front page of Rap Genius, it has an article that says Obi Trice says Machine Gun Kelly's Rap Devil is the best Eminem diss record ever. Thoughts? I mean, there aren't that many other diss records toward him that are, I guess, notable.
With Mariah Carey's
Obsessed.
and Cannabis's
whatever.
Why Me or whatever it's called.
And then I guess maybe Limp Bizkit somewhere in there or somebody.
I don't know. Yeah, something about Limp Bizkit in there. Limp Bizkit.
yeah.
I don't argue about who she gave head to first. I mean, I guess he's kind of right, but I don't like any of those songs, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I don't either. And he's like, I think Eminem won the battle, but I just think that's the best diss he's ever had come at him. And it's like, yeah, I guess.
I mean, real name, no gimmicks, so.
Obi tries, dude. Two trailer park girls go around the outside.
Alright, you want to get into the main topic of the episode now?
Yeah, let's do it. What's going on?
Well, I figured, this reminded me of one speech by the first hall monitor that was extremely long, or whatever he says.
What?
It's SpongeBob whenever he becomes
Yeah. Oh gosh. Are you trying to say you want to end the episode?
Yeah, let's get out of here.
Yeah, let's get out of here. You got a big day tomorrow. Gotta run those errands.
Saturday, dude. What else are we gonna do?
No doubt. Home Depot, Bed Bath & Beyond. I don't know if I have enough time. Nope. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm glad you enjoyed another episode of Decent After Dark. Make sure you keep interacting with us on Twitter and YouTube and Apple Podcast. We love hearing from you guys. Your opinion matters. And for Reagan Horton, I'm Ryan Money. Have a good night.
These guys, folks, have a shootout with the police at point blank range. Nobody gets hurt. I would love to have been at the office the next day when that guy's being interviewed by the chief. And then what happened? Well, at that point, I unloaded my semi-automatic 9mm weapon at point-blank range. And then what happened? They left.